Hey guys, how's it going? We're getting ready here to get started here for the Project Spark stream special on the Microsoft Studios channel. I feel like we're big stars here. We occasionally
Special guest event.
we occasionally crack Alex's code and take over her channel for an hour, and then she changes it, and it takes us a couple weeks to figure it back out. But anyways, for those of you who don't know, Project Spark, we're from Team Dakota. I'm Mike Lasco. I'm the community manager.
Henry Sturchy, creative director.
Alex Beecham, designer.
And today we're going to talk about a few different things. We got one cool announcement we're going to share with you pretty quickly. We're also going to try to make a scary Halloween themed level. We're going to announce one content pack, and we're also going to show you something on the Surface Pro 2, which I think is kind of cool and you might get a kick of.
Yeah, we had a lot of people ask just about sort of what does Project Spark look like, and how is it on the Surface Pro and the Surface Pro 2. So we figured we would give you guys a glimpse. It's obviously through the webcam, so it's not perfect, but I don't know if Mike wants to kick off with that maybe.
Yeah, so why don't we start with a lot of people are asking how does I'm sorry, I'm off camera a little bit. How does Project Spark run on the Surface Pro or the Surface Pro 2, and how good is it? And we just get the Surface Pro 2s in recently,
they came
right?
out the 22nd or so.
No, but we just got.
Oh yeah, we just got this in the last day or so.
Yeah, we just got ours. So I'm gonna shift, and Henry's gonna play around. I'm gonna show you guys this.
So we're gonna point, and I'm using.
Don't cry, because you can't see us.
So I don't jump in
Hey,
here.
stop cheering that you can't see us. All right, let me see how this
works. We're doing our
works.
Blair Witch moment. Okay, you might want to come in a little more. So I don't have to, use my day job as a hand model. I've got my Xbox 360 controller, and just like everything else, I'm just going to go ahead and create just like we always do. You can see here I'm zooming out, and I'm creating, and I'm drawing some stuff. Project Spark is a sandbox for your imagination, where you can sculpt your own worlds, paint your own worlds in full 3D, and you can very easily throw down objects that have behavior and bring those things to life. You can go into the objects, and there's a full visual programming language, and you can basically reprogram anything you want and create your own games, movies, stories, and lots more. So here's some examples of some painting and some sculpting, and you can see here is a biome. And again, very quickly and easily, you can fill in your own levels, your own worlds. I'm kind of building from the side here.
I know you don't want to be
a
a hand model, but do you want to just show some touch stuff, because that is kind of cool.
So touch very quickly. You can just go ahead and touch wherever you want. Start filling in the biome. With two fingers together, you can pinch and zoom, and twist will rotate the camera around. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to test. And you can see this is the stuff that we already made, running right here on the Surface. And then what's really cool and perfect for the Surface is all those controls just map right over. So if you want to just go ahead and play in touch, the virtual controls and stuff will just come up on the screen for you.
So you can just imagine playing this, at home or on the couch or on the porch, or I don't know. Could you play it on the bus or on the subway or somewhere else?
I don't know. You would have to be offline.
Oh, you'd have to be offline.
Right.
That's right. So yeah, what's up with that? So I have to be connected to play Project Spark. I mean,
obviously, Project Spark is about all the things that the community makes, and being connected provides you access to those things. But Project Spark does support offline, so you can go ahead and you can create, build up your level, and then when you go back online, go ahead and share your level with the world. So you could hang out on the bus using the Surface here and make your next level.
So Project Spark supports offline play and creation? I can both play and create offline?
You can play your own levels and you can create, yep.
Nice. Offline playing and create. I'm typing it in chat.
All right, let's get the controller back in the PC. So there we go.
So yeah, so that's really cool. And people are asking, is it hot? How hot is it? Is it hot right now?
Let's see. At the top, so I believe the vents are at the top. It's not cool, but it's not too hot. I would say you want to run it for a long time, though. Like with any other PC, the vents really only kick in for a while. I think there's some information on like The Verge and some of the other websites that actually throw like a thermometer and a temperature gauge on here.
Really?
I use the Pro 1 a lot, and I use the Pro 2 a lot, and I would say from my experience so far with the 2, it's a bit cooler.
It's a bit cooler.
So if you've felt the first one, 2's a bit cooler.
Right.
And then of course the kickstand is cool. It's got, they can't see, but it's got 2 levels now, so you can kind of kick back. I actually made the blackjack game that we showed a while ago all on a Surface Pro.
Really? That is
Yeah.
awesome.
It's really good for the brains because like it's just with the tiles and you just touch really quick and it's just really nice to be able to make something.
I just
like
see
that.
lots of people sitting on buses now with their Surfaces playing. Hey, what are you
Yeah,
doing? Like
yeah.
just drawing
And you
away.
on your phone every 3 minutes playing your game.
You
too,
know,
right?
exactly right.
So so I don't know. We're running the game here behind.
All right, so, yeah.
So some of the stuff you just saw, I'll do a little bit here again. Again, very quickly and easily, you can go ahead and you can scope the world. You can use touch, you can use mouse keyboard, you can use controller, you can use any combination of those things, and you can create games with those combinations of inputs. And that's the kind of stuff that we really are excited about because we feel like having those freedoms of the inputs creates all types of new games and genres. And I'm really excited about seeing just what kind of new mechanics and new genres people will create because ultimately, those are things that really revolutionize the industry and change everybody's perspective.
Right, and we showed off just the stuff that the our reserve group or like our James Bond Skunk Works is always coming up with, and we just can't wait to see what the community does with that
No,
stuff.
absolutely. And for those that are new to our streams, there's a ton of information over on our YouTube channel, some of our other Twitch streams and things like that, where we dig into games that people have made with this. Swan Song's a great one to take a look at if you haven't seen some of the cool stuff that people have made with this. And there's just a lot of information out there already on some of the stuff. So what I haven't showed is some of the prop stuff. So you can see here, I can just go ahead and jump in to this quick bar. I can throw in a bunch of props and objects into the world. And this here is a bridge, so it behaves like a bridge, but I can go ahead and throw in an enemy, and the enemy just sort of works. It has a brain. I'll go into the enemy's brain. You can see here there's a when and a do side, and I'll get down here a little bit since we just added some of the team stuff. Actually, I think I'm going to switch page. Let me go to the player. And you can see here, it's a full visual programming language, so very simply you can say when, left stick, do move, and then we recommend stuff to you when you start to add new stuff after move. So you can say move with flying, move with strafing. So I'm just going to quickly add move with strafing in our character, and then I'm going to test it. And you can see we've got a goblin who wants to fight us, and a character that's moving around with strafing. And you can see that you can just go ahead and very quickly iterate and test what you just made. So there we are. So that's a quick overview on Project Spark, and one of the things that we talked about doing today was digging into maybe some horror game, or I'm going to hand this over to Alex, or maybe some kind of a cool horror thing.
So people are upset about the hat. So, this isn't a normal Tuesday, Thursday stream. This is a special one, so I figured I didn't have to wear the hat.
That's true. You don't have to have a hat.
And,
Alex doesn't have a hat either if you want to
That's-
feel better about it.
Yeah. No.
That's true.
Exactly.
So yeah, Zed is asking if this is the latest build. This is pretty close to the latest. We are running without a net. You may see
As
some.
always.
You may see some bumpiness here. You may see some features that we think work and may not work like
I'll
we
further
want.
in a little bit.
Yeah, so we're testing the waters here with some of the new build stuff. So some of the stuff that we were thinking about really quickly is I don't know if Alex, if you want to like expand the world a little bit, so we
Yeah, I
can
can
fill
do
this in.
that.
We were thinking maybe
Forest it up a little bit?
Yeah, like let's do a big forest with some giant trees, and then let's try and set this cool mood and get a kind of a spooky mood for a horror game going here. So maybe we leave our guy out in the woods and put a cabin somewhere and have to navigate through the woods to the cabin.
So it's night, he's stuck in the woods, doesn't know what's around, and he has to navigate and find the cabin. That sounds kind of nervous. Nerve-wracking.
We've all been there.
That sounds like a good setting. All you need is a bunch of teenagers that
Yeah, I know, right?
brought up the RV
Yeah.
and they
People partying, drinking.
desecrate somebody's sacred site or something.
No,
and
no
then-
shower scenes.
Right.
No, we're very careful about that.
Right. Well, we can channel Hitchcock with our birds.
Yeah. We have some crows.
We do have some cool birds. Okay, so Alex is just using our biome tool. Our biome tool paints objects and paint simultaneously, so you can very quickly fill out the world.
Why does everybody use the same biome is the question.
So we've shown 3 different biomes. We've shown the woodlands biome, the Arctic biome, and the desert biome. And we've talked about, just like we've mentioned, there will be content packs. There will be additional biomes and stuff like that in the future. Right now, these are the biomes that we have tested, and that's why we tend to use those 3.
It is
And
true
right
though.
now, I think the woodlands is a better setting for
Woodland's
horror.
a better fit for this, but in future ones we should try to do more with the other ones.
Although,
Yeah.
Carpenter did a good job with the thing in the Arctic.
Oh yeah, the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could do Antarctic aliens. Let's
So Alex starting to fill in the world.
let's try out change the time of day.
Yes, that's a good
Think
idea.
Okay.
you know,
Step
bright
out.
sunny day, not as horrifying maybe.
Hold on, I think our pizza's here. Hold on, I checked the door.
Let me move forward for you. All right, so Alex, just tell him what you did real quick in the world settings.
All right. So what I did, I went to the pause menu here, and I jumped into our world settings, and we have all sorts of different ways you can change sort of like the mood of the lighting, sort of like you know, the ambient light in the world, the color scheme a little bit, and so
That's a great example how, like, very quickly you can radically alter the whole look of the world. The other thing I love too is the color correction. So you can go into the color correction,
Oh, right.
and you can do things like a black and white filter. So we can go back to like a Blair Witch feeling or something.
yeah.
And there's desaturated.
I'm gonna go a little
and all that stuff.
desaturated,
Do some
I think,
desaturated.
yeah.
That sounds cool. And then you can actually move the sun, which is a little hard to see at night because you're sort of moving the moon. But when you're in daytime, you can fully manipulate like the shadows and the world and things like that. And everything casts dynamic shadows. So you can just throw stuff in the world and it'll start casting shadows. You can change your music here, an ambient track, mess with your water level, and do a bunch of other cool things. So cool. So that's a quick way. So let's run around our kind of creepy forest, I guess.
yeah, let's see what we got.
And again, with Project Spark, you're one button press away, and this is even scarier than I expected. You have no shirt.
I you know, I'm kind of what how did we get out here? Why don't I remember?
This is taking a whole different tone to like Deliverance or something. We don't want to make that horror game. But you can see here,
Oh, but I have
and
magic.
you have your default brains to do some fireballs. We should probably make it creepier by taking some of that
Yeah,
stuff
I feel
away.
like, you know, most horror games you don't you're not that powerful
Right.
to start out with.
All right, so we've got a bit of a cool
I'll swing it
atmosphere.
down.
Anything else we want to throw in for atmosphere?
Hey,
Or
just
anything
real-
else you want to
the,
do?
the pizza guy was said that some new assets came in that
Yeah.
we probably have to redo it, but we could probably restart the game and get some new assets if you want to show those. If you don't, we can just kind of roll with this. I don't know why the pizza guy knows this, but
Let's
apparently-
save what we've got.
Okay.
And then, so what happened here was we were trying to get a surprise ready, and we didn't have it ready in time, but it sounds like it's here now. So let's take a minute and take care of this.
So yeah, I'm gonna slide forward here,
Okay.
and
I think everybody wants to see the new stuff. Mike is killing
Jesse,
our-
you haven't been
our
on
wall.
you haven't been on screen, have you yet?
No.
Yeah.
So Jesse,
Jesse,
here
why
is
do you
here to
hate
save
us?
the day.
Hey guys, how you doing? Where am I there?
Unless he fails.
There you go.
Ah,
So we're full screen. So you want to take some questions
which
while we
PC
do
is
this?
the game
Yeah.
PC?
So this is gonna be
For
just
somebody
right
who
here.
said Castlevania,
You said
Castle,
that?
the new Castlevania comes out
So
on
this is-
Xbox Live Arcade
This is the
today.
games you see. This
Very
is it
excited
right
to
here,
check that
so-
out.
The new Castlevania, what?
Yeah, I don't know which one it is. I think it's Mirror of Fate, but it's the new HD one from the. I think it was the 3DS version that they upgraded. But I'm excited about that. This doesn't look like pizza, by the way.
I know, dude. Totally forgot the pizza.
I have pizza.
All right.
I'm just not sharing.
So, what are some of the other questions that have been bouncing around, or maybe we can take some in chat while we're working our magic here?
So people are asking when is the beta going to be, and I think we said October is the date.
Yes. So the beta is trending. We were saying a few weeks. We think it's imminent. We're trying our best. We're shoring up the key bugs, and we're getting the experiences to the level that we feel are integral to be able to serve to everybody to get the right amount of feedback. And we think we're getting close.
And we said before in a past stream, like we're going to need to take down our alpha, which some of the people are in there now. Some of our community folks making some great stuff. We're going to need to take that down for 1 to 2 weeks to transfer over the servers, and we'll probably do that once we have a better idea on exactly when. And so we don't know when that is, but we're going to be letting people know about that. So I think if you're wondering if tomorrow is the day and you want to call in sick to work and check your email. You probably talk to the alpha testers, because if they're still up and playing, you probably have at least a few days before you have to worry about it. So
Somebody
you'll have
was
some-
mentioning Friday the 13th for the NES. That was such an awesomely bad horror game. A little side-scrolling through the woods.
What makes a great bad horror game? I
What
wonder.
makes a great bad horror game? I don't know, but like, if you think about it, the I can't remember the name of the game. The PlayStation 3 one. Actually, I think it came out on Xbox also, from the creator of D4. It's one of those things that it's like that campy horror game that was just so awesome. Somebody in the chat will probably remind us of the name. I think that's one of the things, to me, you look at like Silent Hill, and Silent Hill sort of had a lot of things that didn't
Yeah.
take itself seriously, where Resident Evil tried to stay serious for a while. So I think it's a good variety.
And that's kind of going back to some of the really great horror, Night of the Living Dead series movies
Yeah.
that really had a little bit of didn't really take themselves too seriously. So Scrutinizer wants to know: will this game make me feel woefully inadequate when it comes to my level of creativity, like Minecraft does, or should I just discuss that with my therapist?
Well, I'm not getting any kickbacks from your therapist, so I don't have
Jesse's
any
kind of the
recommendation
team
there.
therapist, I think, in a lot of ways.
I would say that there's a lot of different entry points and a lot of different entryways into creating with Project Spark. So first of all, you can obviously go to the community, see what people have made, go into their levels, see how they made it, remix it, save things like brains that they created or enemies. So if somebody makes the ultimate enemy, you can go ahead and you can see how they did it and save that. So that's one of the ways. We announced in the last stream that we have what we call game guides. And game guides are
We're going to
tutorials.
show that off. No, we're going to show it off next week.
We'll show that off.
We're going to
probably
show that
next
off.
week.
They're really cool. You
Yeah,
guys
but
are
we
gonna
have
like
these
them.
game guides, and the whole idea around game guides is that you're actually building out a game, and you're building out experiences, and you can actually sort of make your own decisions while you're going through these tutorials. And they're a lot more than tutorials. That's why we call them game guides. There's another really cool feature about that. So, for example, we can lead you through making a hero. And what we can actually do is on the pause menu when you're creating, you can just grab what we call the Make a Hero module, drop that right into the level that you're making, make a hero on top of it that we guide you through, and then drop right back out. So that's another way to be inspired and to have a bunch of creativity. You've got the remixes, you've got the game guides. Another thing is we always talk about layers. And if you look at the brain, you can go ahead and program something from scratch. You can go and add an entire functional brain from the gallery, or you can go and remix an existing brain. So there, when I threw down like the goblin and the player character, you can tweak just a couple things, a couple lines, and you've got a sword in the player's hand, or maybe they don't dodge, they block, and you throw a shield in their hand. Just a couple of lines, and you can completely remix stuff that's already there and existing. So I don't think there's going to be any kind of a deficit or a shortage around that inspiration of those ideas when you need to sort of go for some other layers.
Right, and
So,
that's really a fundamental goal of Project Spark, is we want this to be accessible to everybody. So it's one of those things that
Yep.
even goofy guys like me with no
Yeah.
skill can make some stuff.
And if you
that's
just
kind of
want to
fun.
go ahead and jump in and play, there's tons and tons of stuff that you can do around that. So you really can kind of do things at your own pace.
And one of the other questions, multiplayer. We will have multiplayer, and we're going to be sharing that information really soon. Not really soon, but in the future. Don't expect it tomorrow. And we want to wait till we have the entire multiplayer story together, so we can just kind of answer all your questions. And we think you guys are going to be really blown away by what we have planned. So it should be really great.
Multiplayer is super important to us, but we've talked about it before. We prefer to show things when we can demonstrate them and when we can actually lead people through it. And multiplayer, I think, is something that's really important to be able to actually show. So that's something that's probably a little further out, but we will be talking about it and going into the multiplayer details.
Can you talk a little bit, Henry, about like games that we know Kodu was a real big inspiration for Project Spark, but were there other creation games in the past that you and others that were here earlier on the team really felt like kind of
well,
captured some of the things that you wanted to do
I mean,
better? Or
I don't think creation game as a genre is really new, but when you think about, we started the project several years ago. So you look at some of the newer creation game stuff, and it's amazing to see people really embracing it. So it's a great it's a great time, I think, for communities to get involved, for users to be able to get control and change the game. And that really was our inspiration. So we started way before that stuff. And of course, Kodu, I think, is now 6 or 7 years old. So, really that inspiration was around a couple of things. First of all, programming and computer science and computer literacy is super important, and it's rarely taught in schools. If it is, it's not really, if you think about the job ratio to time they spend on it in schools these days, it's not really emphasized well. So that was some of the inspiration behind it. But in general, we just wanted people to be able to show their creativity. We wanted to give them a blank canvas for the digital age. So we started thinking about stuff like that. If you go way, way back, one of the things that really interested me was, and this is a super old reference, so very few people will get it, a company called Compile made a game called Zanuck back on the NES. And what it did was it actually used like your own play patterns to react to you and reshuffle the shooting game that it was. And that really made me think about, what are my effects on a game? Right, because there's tons and tons of great games out there, but really your presence in the world don't have any lasting, lingering effects on the game. And Zanuck was one of the first ones where what I did changed stuff in the game. So that made me excited. And then, you think about later on down the road, like RPG Maker that came over, and stuff like that. And I think you just start seeing more and more the world is ready for this type of thing. There's, people with design and art aspirations all over the place. And, our inspiration was just to give them the easiest, simplest, and most powerful tool. And those things are at odds a little bit, but I think the layering process is what really does it.
So, guys, and I'm going to shout out to some of the other people that are off screen with the pizza.
Yeah, we've got a whole slew of people working away diligently.
What's your
here.
favorite aspect of making Project Spark? What do you guys think is the coolest thing that you find just kind of working on the team and getting things going? Mike Jacob is here, our producer. He's usually trolling in chat.
I'll give my take on it, and then I'll hand it over. I'd love to hear what Mike says. So there is this thing that I call sort of like the sense of pride, right? So I have a crazy story, and since we've got pizza coming here, and it's taking a while, I'll actually go into my story. So when I was a kid, I loved to play games, but I wasn't very computer literate, and I really didn't have a lot of aspiration around programming, and didn't really think about how games were made. To me, you flip the light switch, the lights go on, and that was good enough. Turn the key, car goes on. But I ended up getting a ColecoVision Atom. And as people would know if they remember the ColecoVision Atom, it pretty much tanked and died right after
We were
it
too
was
poor to
released.
afford one. But
So there were very few
Thanks for
games that
rubbing
came
that
out.
in.
Well, I wanted a real computer, and Atom had a computer add-on, and it was actually the cheaper way to do it. So there were very few games, and I played Buck Rogers extensively and beat that a million times, and Dragon's Lair, and I got this game called Basic. And I was like, what in the world is this game called Basic? And I turned it on, and it was just like a prompt on the screen. I was like, this is like the world's worst game. This is horrible. So I didn't come back to it until there were no more games and there was nothing to do. And one summer I was bored, and I turned on Basic again, and I went into the instruction manual, and I started learning variables, and I made my own little trivia game, and then I moved the pixel across the screen, and I was like, oh my gosh, I moved the pixel across the screen. And that pride when I made this trivia game, I ran around and told my grandmother and my mother and anyone who would listen, and I showed them all this trivia game. And that sense of pride happens every day, every minute on this team. And you see people create stuff, and they just, sometimes they just grab me or come here, look at what I was able to do, look at this, and play my game and stuff like that. And that sense of pride is really amazing. And to cap off my story, later on that year, we had computer class for the first time ever, and we got to play Oregon Trail, which was awesome. And so the first day I'm playing Oregon Trail, and I'm loving it. And I'm thinking, this is the best thing ever. I'm playing games in school. And the second day, the teacher goes, all right, now that we're done with that and we're familiar with the computer, we're going to learn Basic. And I went, oh, no, not Basic. That's a horrible game, and it takes forever. And the teacher said, what are you talking about? Come on over here. Come over here. So I sat down on the computer. I did my little 10 go-to, made my little trivia game, and the teacher just looked at me and went, you can go play Oregon Trail now. So I learned Basic because I thought it was a game, and I think that's the heart of Project Spark. Mike?
Yeah, well, hi guys. I'll be headless today since it's Halloween themed. For me, I think my favorite moments for Project Spark is actually when I take the builds home, and I get to sit down every night, and we'll, after my kids get done with their homework, we sit down and we make games together. And so that's probably one of the most exciting things is, because they can do anything, and they're playing with it. My kids who are 8 and 11, their imaginations are just crazy endless, and we can actually do just about anything they can think of, and they kind of like to play. Well, let's try this, Dad, and we'll sit there and do just crazy explorations, and they're learning how to program, and they're how to write with K code and. How to create anything, and my daughter spends all kinds of time just making and sculpting worlds and making them really beautiful, and I think that's one of the most amazing experiences for me in the game is just that sense of exploration I get to share with my kids. And I'm sure that a lot of you out there probably have kids yourselves, and I think that you'll find that that'll be one of the most rewarding experiences you'll have is watching them learn. They're playing, and you're sitting there thinking, well, you're learning, and they don't even realize that, some of the skills that they're building. So I think that's one of the sort of the daily things. But then to Henry's point, he said, everyone on the team is just making stuff, and people make, some of the designers will be creating the most intricate levels and these really, amazing things. But sometimes some of the people that aren't necessarily coders will create games that you wouldn't even imagine. So the game allows you to create to whatever level or whatever area that you gravitate to. It's, you know, some of the artists make some of the most beautiful environments you'd ever see, just stunning. And but they're not coding necessarily anything. So I think that's the beauty of Spark. It's versatility to sort
what it would
of
look
cater
like?
to whatever you gravitate toward.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because a lot of people in the community, they you know, they even tell the kids, you know, they use it to behave or to get their homework done if they want to watch the Project Spark stream. So it seems to resonate across all ages, which is always pretty cool.
Yeah.
And there's so many games that you can play with your kids. You know, that, like some people really like those. So
Yeah,
it's,
and I think that cooperative nature, you know, goes back to a lot of people's multiplayer questions too. Of like, it's really fun to create things together and think about ideas and stuff together. But in the same vein, you know, Project Spark can be a pretty serious game, and you know, I've made some first-person shooter stuff, and you know, it's just really fun to be able to very quickly try something out and iterate back and forth and just do things. Like for example, here I put down these blocks, and I don't know if anybody can see it, but I made a very quick little platformer game here.
it's on here.
Where I've got these little blocks that I'm jumping on.
Is USB incorrect or is it backwards?
And
You
going
put it
through
in,
here.
man, who would put a USB in backwards?
That's
just
true.
crazy.
So I don't
you
know
show
if
us something
Alex
cool?
wants to tinker away on the surface and maybe show us something in a couple minutes here.
Come
So
in.
this will be the Twitch feed of limited gameplay. It looks like these pizza guys. This has
I
got
sure
to
wish I had worn my hat for us. We could have
this has got to be free now, right? Right? Like, come on.
Yeah, we're not paying for this pizza. Holy cow! 30 minutes, or do they still? I don't think they do that anymore.
I don't think so. I think they.
You know, just
I think they got a little crazy trying to get there in time, right?
you know,
Yeah.
I delivered pizza back in the day.
Otherwise, it's free.
That was a good reason to not.
I think you guys should have came in dressed up as pizza
That's
for Halloween.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah, I think
The
Halloween
Halloween
and
seems legit.
Halloween theme and stuff.
Yeah, that's a good question. Of when we do get this running, are we going to have to go longer? I think we might.
I-
if
you
we
know-
can get this running.
Guys, you know, if it's up to me, we would stream 24/7. So, because then I don't have to do any work.
You don't want to, like, Mike would just, he just put a camera at our desks if he could.
Oh yeah, and then I just go do whatever I wanted, right?
And I don't know if you want to. Oh, I'm seeing something.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, yeah. All right, the pizza guys get
Hold
a
on,
tip.
hold on.
These guys.
No, hold on.
All right,
Yeah,
He's wants to
we're
test
doing
it. It's crazy.
Yeah,
We don't
All
test
right.
things on the stream. We just let it go
All right.
and see what happens.
Now go back and don't break anything or touch
No, no,
anything.
no, no.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no,
why we
no.
have producers.
No, that's all right.
Yes, that's right there.
Oh. It only has
It's like
worked.
someone brought a pizza
Yeah.
box, but there was
It
nothing
did.
inside.
Exactly right.
So the pizza's next time. Okay.
So it'll be interesting because when this is a video, I mean, people are gonna have to sit through this whole time of us just talking and goofing
Right,
around
yeah,
and
we're not
stuff.
getting the assholes.
Right, there's no fast
I don't
forward
think
on the internet.
this is gonna
Tuesday.
happen. All right, so it looks like next week.
Something to tease you for Tuesday.
So the pizza guy came and gave us a coupon to get pizza on Tuesday. I'm not
That's
sure
right.
about that.
Sorry,
marketing
guys.
effort,
All
but-
right.
No
No
pizza
problem.
for you.
So Jesse,
All right, thanks, pizza guys.
thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys helping out.
All right, never order from that place again.
I know, man. Holy cow.
Ah,
All right, so we'll go back to the
You want to pull that back up? Just to make sure we're.
to the super adventure. Make a scary game.
a thing,
here.
yeah.
Do we have our auto save? Do we have our?
I did save it.
All right. Well, you know where it is. Is it here? Empty world. Doesn't look like it's there.
Doesn't look like it's there. Well, you know, we didn't get that far.
All right, so let's take it from the top.
From the top. All right. Empty world.
So I'll spoil some of the fun of the announce. So what we intended to show was one of our content packs, which we're calling right now Haunted Cornfield, and we will show it next week in the spirit of Halloween. Not only will we do that, but Mike will dress up in a costume while we do that Twitch.
Oh wow. We got to do it on Tuesday though. I don't want to be that guy that wears a costume after Halloween. Holy cow.
Actually, when is Halloween? It's Thursday.
I think it's Wednesday, isn't it? You don't even know what day it is
No,
here.
yeah.
I mean, clearly.
Is that's normally the 31st, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
so that is Thursday. Okay.
So maybe we'll have to do the Twitch in a costume to make up for the pizza debacle.
Oh man, I gotta figure out a costume now. This is gonna.
All right, so Alex is very quickly filling in the world here with the biome brush,
Forest.
with our forest that is at daytime again. And you can see here one of the cool things about this is not only do the objects just come in, but there's some little like animal life and stuff like that that'll show up, little butterfly effects and stuff like that. So it really brings your world to life very quickly. And it's a very nice way to kind of like iterate, get everything in, and then sort of work backwards from there. Because at any point in time, you can go into edit and then you can just modify the tree and make it smaller or bigger or rotate it or spin it around or change its color or do anything you want to it. All right, so now we're walking around at night.
Hey, I have
and
a
he has
shirt.
now.
Oh,
Oh, that's better. Good. 'Cause
Yeah.
The Deliverance horror game was not going well.
All right.
Okay, so do you have enough landscape to hide a cabin in the woods?
Squeal like a
You know
pig.
what I was thinking? Yeah, let's place our cabin.
Sounds good. You know what we didn't do? We didn't desaturate this time, did we?
I did actually.
Oh, you did, huh? Oh, yeah.
It's a little less saturated. Let's see. We kind of dropped ourselves in the middle. We could maybe push
Right.
ourselves
I
to
think
one
we should
end.
do that.
And like we'll put this here for now. Move it because I think we might need a little more terrain.
Okay. So that house, again, is a good example of what we call an assembly, which is a collection of things glued together. It has brains in it that work, and you can see the smokestack is just generating smoke. And again, it's really easy. There's little windmill type of things, and the blades just automatically spin and stuff like that.
Start by this rock here.
I think you want to pull way further back. This is going to be too easy to get to the cabin in the woods. All right.
Make some more terrain.
But, yeah, you could do that.
It's like we're on a little island here.
I think so.
Cabin on the Woods Island.
So let's see. Can you easily see? You can easily see.
Oh, it's not very scary.
No.
I just gotta run over there and I'm safe.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so let's generate a little bit more land. Now, one of the things I did before the show is I created an assembly that we can drop into our world, and the assembly is essentially a series of modular scares. So if you think about something like, I harken back to some of my past, Eternal Darkness, we can make these creepy, fun, unexpected things happen, and because anything is programmable and it's very easy to do this type of stuff, you can just go ahead and trigger these scares and do all types of different code. Plateau is actually a good way to build it out flat.
That's exactly, yeah.
So you can go ahead and like trigger these scares. So what I've done is I put an assembly into the world, and I've rigged it so we can toggle through 10 different scares, and at any time we can hit a button and trigger them. Now I want to warn people, because I know this has happened before and it's been ugly. These have audio, so
And we can't hear it.
Yeah, and we can't hear it. So
If it's loud and
if
scary,
it's loud, yeah, we're just giving you a heads up on that. So if you're in headphones and you're not ready for any loud audio and stuff like that,
in chat they're yelling, "Make the
might-
brush bigger, dude."
yeah, I think that's about as big as it
That's
gets.
I'm at 1,000.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I
because
think-
you're scaled all the way
I
out.
think- yeah,
right,
I'm really
I think-
zoomed out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually much bigger than you realize sometimes when you go to this.
That's why.
perspective.
Yeah, this. You can see the cabin, but. it's a
And,
long
and
way
we can
away.
normally expand past the boundaries, but we actually have it off right here.
Oh, is that what's going on?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so let's fill it in.
That should be
and,
good for now. You know what I'm also gonna.
Should we make Can we make the world darker?
Well, I was gonna do that. I'm also going to lower the water level a little bit because
Okay.
I think part of that might be. Oh no, I thought the water level was.
No,
above
I
it.
think you're good.
I think we're good.
So very easily, you can go ahead and change the entire water level of the world, and you can change the brightness level.
I'm gonna reduce the
so you can go ahead and do
angle.
that.
Let's see. Yeah. Lengthen the
Customize
shadows
the
up.
look of the inventory screen. So we showed a sample inventory screen on a stream. I don't know, what was it, a few weeks ago, Mike? So they just used UI.
Oh, yeah.
They just used UI
Bob Schmackle
elements,
me.
and they could choose from any one of the things that are there. So
That was awesome.
Any effects?
Did you ever look at that before?
Any actual character and stuff like that, you can just display in screen space. So they were able to pick any of the UI elements in the game, and those are just the ones that they chose. There's a couple of default buttons and slots and stuff like that, and I think they use some of those. But you'll actually see in some of these modular scares, I threw some stuff up in the screen space. I actually used an effect and threw it up on the screen space. So you can do a bunch of different stuff when you're making your own UI. All right, I'm getting lost from this view. So let's see. Ah, here we go. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, check out those gun rays there.
Oh
Look
wow!
at that.
The light is fading. We've got some. Oh, missed a spot.
Oh man!
Oh, it's all part of the matrix breaking down.
All right, let's give ourselves
All
a
right.
torch.
All right, let's give ourselves a torch.
A little hard,
Good
getting a
idea.
little hard to see.
Cool. All right, so Alex is going to go ahead and jump into our prop gallery, and this is sort of our library of tools that are available. And since he knows what he wants, he's going to go ahead and use keyboard to search for Tortex for torch. And again, it's another great example of being able to combine controller with keyboard with mouse. It's super flexible, and you have people on the team who love using mouse for something, and people who love using keyboard for other things, and touch for certain things. And of course, you can make your own games back with them. All right, so you're going to throw in a torch. Now, the interesting thing about this torch, I'm pretty sure, is it's set to tumbling, I think, or
It is.
It's set to fall
Most
down.
of our, all of our equipable items are
Right.
set to kind of drop and roll around the world
Right.
with physics.
Oh, that's cool.
so go if you go into its brain, You just put the default torch down.
Yep.
You have all the stuff that allows it to be equipped, and then when you grab it, it's going to actually power itself
Its
on.
power turns on.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So
we're
what would
gonna-
happen if I captured this brain and put it into a non-torch?
They would
Would it be
do
torch-like?
the Same thing, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
the cool thing is,
you could equip that object, and then it would turn on.
well, let's check out. Let's see what this does. I'm trying to. Let's see. I've made it so dark I can't see where our hero is anymore.
You might want to go back to day until we're
That's
done.
what I'm thinking as well.
Don't create in the dark.
The
There we go.
difficulty score on that's too high when you're editing in nighttime.
All right. So I got my torch.
And one of the cool things about controllers, you can hit left trigger, and that'll actually snap the object down to the ground really
Yep.
quickly. So it's really nice to be able to just put things into the world quick.
So I'm gonna drop this torch out here, and let's go find our hero
Okay.
using the find.
Whoa. So power on in this context is going to mean what? It's built into the object. What power on does for that object, correct?
Exactly.
So this torch is going to do what when it powers on?
There we go. There's our torch. Let's find it.
Okay. People want us to create in the dark.
Oh, that's a good question, Nick Rolls.
Actually, people were saying that they were created in the dark, but I think that's too much
So
information.
Nick
for-
Rolls, Nick Rolls said that we've seen and showed in other streams that you could create automatically in using the, you know, you can create terrain, you can paint,
Yeah.
right? He was asking if you could do the opposite, unpaint, and he's like, it would be kind of cool, that whole matrix breaking down sort of thing, if you
Yeah.
want to create a level like that.
Yeah, so do you just swap out the material for our erase material, and you could essentially unpaint?
Yeah, that's
over
kinda
stuff,
cool.
yeah.
Yep. You can
All right, so we got
That's a
our
good
torch,
idea.
but that wasn't emitting a strong light. Do we
Right.
want to do something?
So yeah, we're
Okay.
let's. So now that I've turned the lights on and we know where we are, let's go back to our nighttime. And let's.
Well, why don't we leave the brightness up, and then we can turn it down when we actually want to play?
Oh, we're gonna want to see
All
this
right, all
though.
right, you got it.
Hey,
So.
backseat design.
Yeah.
So one thing
Which
really
one to
quickly,
see?
when you pick up the torch, the power turns on, and you can see in this case the power turning on makes the flames appear at the end of
Right.
the torch.
Right.
But it doesn't actually give it a light source.
But it doesn't actually give it a light source. So what we are going to do is we are going to go in here.
For anyone that's seen some of the older builds, they might be noticing that the UI menu is sparkling and some of the things are faded out. That's actually one of the things we're working on for beta, is that the first time you click a button or an icon, it actually gives you some contextual information about it, so people can see all the modes and the descriptions and things like that. And this is one of the works in progress.
Hey, people want to know where that squirrel came from.
It came from the biome
So yeah,
and his mommy.
when you put down biomes, like they'll have creatures. Is there a certain height that will determine whether or not a creature is there?
I think when you use the bigger brush, you get the bigger tree, so you have more of a chance of the logs spawning, and I think
Yeah.
it's the log that's connected to the squirrel.
Yep.
So there you go.
Pretty sure. So I just dropped a light into the world, and we're going to go in and modify a few of the properties. So we're going to increase the range so that it illuminates a bigger area.
That's huge. Yes.
It's going to get a little darker here. We can make it flicker.
And you can change its color, which is sick.
And
you can actually do
that's-
like black light.
Yeah, the reason I might have made it a little too wide
Strong.
range, but the reason I did that is because typically when you increase the color, it gets a little darker naturally. We'll take a look and see what that's like, and then we can adjust. So the other thing we're going to do is we are going to attach it to our torch.
And don't be deceived when you get this at home. The attach and the power labels are mixed up right now as above. So you went to the right one.
Yes. Oh, right. Yeah. No,
But
that's
the text
that's
is actually messed
that's a
up.
bit of an issue.
So
So
the
you're
cool
saying
thing-
that'll be fixed in
Yeah,
beta.
I hope so.
All right.
So the cool thing is that like where you attach it, it's going to stay on that object. So even when the character like puts in its hand, it's going to still anchor the light right to that spot. So there we go. Well, that's cool.
Oh, nice.
That is very cool. And there's
So for the
the
squirrel,
squirrel,
he's
getting-
jumping around. He doesn't like the light.
I saw that. He tried to
Oh, he
kill
took
the
a
squirrel.
swipe at
They
it.
don't
Swipe
take
at him.
kindly to killing the squirrel in this
That's
cat.
true. Well,
All right,
Sorry.
so any good horror game sort of needs a stalker or a Jason or a Freddy Krueger or something. So how about we build an alternate world where you go to sleep and then it stalks you in your dreams? No? Okay.
no, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Maybe not today.
But let's build some kind of a stalker. And it's funny because I don't know how many people have played it, but one of my favorite ones, a lot of people say Slender Man. Slender Man is sort of the new stalker.
Yeah, Drummer
I
Boy just
loved,
said Slender Man,
I loved
yeah.
Clock Tower. Like, do you remember the giant scissor hand guy in Clock Tower? Man, that was some scary stuff. But let's see if we can build a stalker or something. Does that sound cool?
Let's do a stalker.
All right.
I'm gonna grab our little goblin guy, and for now we'll stick him here so we can edit him near our hero. let's go into his character editor.
Okay, so this is some stuff that's still work in progress. We haven't shown a ton of this, but we've shown coloring things and objects and stuff before. One of the things we've been working on is making it a lot easier, faster, and simpler to be able to do all these customization things to our character. So this is what we're calling our character studio. And Alex is just going to go in here to the body, change the skin. The eyes are already pretty creepy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with like a bright red, make the teeth and stuff bright
Nice.
white, so that they kind of stand out.
That's pretty creepy already, actually.
I know it is kind
black.
of creepy.
Well, our wall is
Oops.
coming down.
Let's
I think it makes the stream more authentic if we have all things falling down around
Yeah,
us.
And
just
the
kinda
pizza people come
in
in
the background.
Without
for
any
a couple
pizza.
minutes. That's true.
They come in and tell us what pizza will be here Tuesday. I mean, that's
All
just
right.
Oh no. Oh
Ooh.
boy. That's looking pretty creepy.
Does he
You know
move
what's
like-
cool is the claws, they're not
yeah,
working.
they kind of have that kind of glowiness on them.
That could bring some nightmares.
So we have our nightmare creature. All right. And let's just
Give him a mask. Who needs a mask when you get a face like that? Holy cow.
He should have a default brain on him. So yep,
He's a little slow.
he's a little slow.
Pretty scary though. That's pretty cool. It's cool how the background is blooming there.
Yeah, I know. I love that.
Yeah.
Kind of drifting through the trees and stuff.
All right. So
Okay.
what can we do here?
So there's a couple things. We need to figure out when we want him to appear in the level. And since this is, sort of a horror game, it kind of seems like maybe he should appear in a place where you're not actually looking.
Okay. So can we do the monster closet appear behind you stuff?
Yeah, we totally can.
Okay.
What we're going to do, so I'm going to do something that is called making a template, where I'm going to go into his properties and I'm going to set this property here to true, and it's going to make him glow purple. And that just means, so if I run the game now, he's not in the level anymore. And the reason is it's kind of like he's a cookie cutter now. I can use him to create copies around the level. And the reason I'm going to do that is that we want to define when we spawn him into the world in our hero's brain.
So, breaking some of the magic, it won't be just one stalker. There'll be this carbon copy of him.
Exactly.
And we've shown this before with things like shooting or throwing. So, making it a template also allows it basically allows the thing to spawn multiple times. So, if you had done something like shoot goblin, which you can do in our game, it's not pretty. We've done it out of barrels when it was a little bit prettier. It would just throw the one goblin, but if you make it a template, you can just infinitely shoot that goblin. And something you're noticing here is the team code. We showed this and announced this yesterday, but you can actually assign teams to people, so you can have a team of goblins versus a
We
team of
accidentally
humans.
showed and announced this
No,
yesterday.
well, we
stumbled
rolled with
upon it.
We rolled with it.
We
pretty
did. It was
well,
pretty
and
good. You guys didn't know.
and there we go. So now we have teams. That was a big deal.
thought that was great.
All right, let's let Alex work his magic.
All right, so for now, I'm just gonna put this on, rig this to a button press, just so we can test it out.
Okay.
We'll figure out what kind of like spawn condition we want in a little bit. But for now, I just want a way so I can spawn one of these guys into the level. And so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go create, and we're gonna do in world picker, and we're actually gonna select our templated object. So create Goblin Bruiser, and we want to create him behind the camera. So we're going to say at position.
But if you did nothing, it would work. It
Yes.
would create a
I can
default
just-
location that just works.
Just leave it at create Goblin Bruiser, and it would spawn him into the world when I push the button. But what we're going to do is we're going to go into the camera folder, and we're going to go camera position.
Okay.
So this is the position of the camera that's looking at your character in the world.
Right.
And what we're then going to do, we're going to go math. We're going to go minus camera forward. So camera forward is the way the camera's looking. So I want it to go behind the camera, so I'm going to subtract instead of add from that along that direction.
Now, another thing that's interesting is I've done something similar when I was spawning some enemies in real monster closets in my sort of first-person shooter.
In real life.
Doom. In real life, yeah, actually Thursday at the parking lot. It was okay. They didn't detain me long at the police station. It was pretty easy to get bail. But I actually did
Yeah,
it a
call
slightly
me.
different way, and that's one of the things about the visual programming languages. Sometimes there are different ways to sort of achieve the same result, and this is definitely one of the ways to do it. But sometimes there's different ways to do it, and experimenting and coming up with your own ways and
Many
shortcuts.
ways to skin a squirrel.
Right, like Brad, our lead designer, like makes it like a name that tune in reverse game of like how few tiles can I use to do
Yeah.
something.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
And he'll do lots of
It's like
stuff
his
cool
game
different
within the
ways.
game
That's
that he
true.
has to play.
All right, so we've got a bad guy who's going to spawn behind you
So nobody's in sight.
on the Y button.
I am going to press the Y button. I just pressed it. And
Okay.
let's take a look behind us. Oh!
Whoa!
That is scary.
So, and right now I'm pretty sure if I just keep hitting the Y button as I turn the camera.
Whoa!
Oh no, that is.
I'm
You guys-
surrounded.
Did you ever play Condemned?
Yes.
The mannequin
Yeah.
scene where the mannequins
Yeah,
are around
oh,
you?
that's
Oh
nice.
my god.
There's something deeply unsettling about
Right.
things happening outside of your
Yeah.
field of
Right,
vision.
that is really true.
So could we do something cool like I guess like maybe change the music or put on a different like sound or something when he shows up behind you?
Yeah, let's actually rig some audio to him.
Okay.
So that when he's let's go into his brain.
Cool. So we haven't shown a lot of like assigning the music or like a sound effect to an event. So this will be cool.
All you do is it's also create and do you want to do sound or music?
We should probably just do sound.
I don't know if we have any creepy music in
The
right
problem
now.
with music though is it's pretty loud. I don't know if they'll be able to hear
Right,
us over
right.
it.
So let's just
do
do a
sound.
sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because we didn't get the new assets that we wanted to, I don't think we have all the.
Yeah, we have like
Yeah,
the
so I don't
sounds
know
we're
if
gonna
all the
use.
scares that I put in earlier are going to work.
Well, you guys will have to tell us if it works, if you hear
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, so you're
Oh,
missing.
this might be hard.
Yeah, you're missing all the sounds.
Well, you could just listen to it, but we can't even hear it.
Right,
so-
no, we can't hear it here.
Okay.
All right, so we'll skip the sound part.
This will be.
This is one of those
Oops.
without net.
This is like
build.
one of those black and
We don't
white
know what's gonna
Nostradamus
happen.
films.
Yeah.
That,
We can
you know,
just
The
you know,
Nosferatu.
yeah.
All right, so let's just go without it.
have to go. Keep
My
going.
bad.
Happens.
Somebody broke sound. Get that one.
Somebody broke sound. Somebody broke sound.
Cool. Well, so now we have a way to bring the enemy
Okay.
into the world. We could do one or two things. We could come up with like a better, because right now it's hooked up to a button press,
Right.
so we probably want a better condition for when he spawns behind
Can
us.
we have him just randomly show up?
We could.
Okay, and can we make sure he can? So one of the things he's not seeing you well.
That's true. Let's check out his
So
brain.
he's sort
real
of like
quick.
a tremor right now. He can't see you, but he can only hear you or something.
Because we want to check out and see. Enemy's nearest object.
I think we just probably want to pump his sensor, right?
Well, I'm just checking to make sure
He's
we're
using
using
a
a
sensor,
sensor as sort of the after distance to target less than 10, move toward target.
Okay.
So we could probably just change this number.
Can you go back to Target? I don't think we've shown that yet. You go to
This one?
or just anything, yeah. Can you talk about that? We haven't. I don't think we've seen that yet.
So yeah, you can go ahead.
well, just like what's popping up on the screen there. That's not. That's new.
Oh, okay. Well, two
Oh.
things. So first of all, target is it is an object variable. So you were able to do something like assign an enemy or this goblin or whatever you wanted to as a target, and then you could call that thing or that batch of things.
But
with
the
variable.
preview-
But the preview is actually telling you, because target in this instance refers to something that's in the world. It's referring to an in-world object. It's actually showing up this little preview window to tell you what it's
That is
called.
super cool.
Yeah.
I can't believe we
Really is.
haven't.
Yeah,
I
no,
didn't know about
yeah.
this, guys. That's great. I need to play the game more apparently.
Well, Mike is making his big opus, which he said it was going to rival Mass Effect 7.
Oh yeah.
So,
It'll probably be done just in time.
all right. So, where do we want to go?
So we could either tweak this, or we could write our own simple logic that uses the vision
It's up
sensor.
to you.
Let's check out the vision sensor.
Okay, let's do it.
That sound good?
All right.
I'm actually
So I'm
going
going to
to
delete this.
I'm going to nuke everything there. Okay, so let's go when C, and I'm just going to go with player,
Okay.
move toward hit. And so C uses something that's called the vision sensor.
So he was a little slow. Can we make him faster?
What? You don't want somebody who's fast in a horror movie.
Haven't you seen 28 Days Later?
Oh well.
That's fair. Yeah, we can tweak his
modern
his
time.
movement speed. His ground speed right now is 3.4.
So, well, what happens is when you scale them up, they get slower than their base. So you got to
Yeah.
speed them up to compensate.
Yep. Let's try.
So I'm not sort of asking for him to be faster. I'm asking for him to be back to where he was.
So I'm going to go in sensors real quick here, and I'm going to show the vision sensor.
So you saw there was 3 different types of sensor. We have a detect, which is sort of a circular cone, circular sphere. We have the C, which is sort of this this arc, right? So you can do things like sneak up behind him and he can't see you because he's only looking in the front. And then we have a trigger zone, which is cool because then you can just put that exactly where you want. It can be a tiny little square around him. It can be something really far that he carries with him. But you've got 3 different sensors, and you can call events off of any one of those or any combination of them.
Right. So this is sort of like, his cone of vision. When
Right.
I'm inside of it, you
So
should.
this is where Sam can sneak right behind. 'Cause he can't
Exactly.
see.
Yeah, this is how you essentially make a stealth game. So I'm outside of his cone of vision,
Right.
so he can't see me. So we'll probably want to, increase the length of that. And then he lumbers towards me, and yeah, maybe he's a little too slow still, because when I get far enough away, he stops.
Right. That's not too slow.
It's not so scary yet.
Well, unless you didn't know.
Let's see here. Follow this chain up. Oh no. I'm looking for the little handle
You
that
might
will let
find
me.
it with mouse better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, controller's got a bug on it. Oh, there you go.
Ah, that's the tree.
The spoon killer. I think it's a spoon killer. I'm looking.
There's a spoon killer?
Yeah, I was just talking about this internet thing that I saw years ago where it's all done like a horror movie clip, and it was about this guy slowly being chased by this dude with a spoon, and he would come to him and go, "Bap, bap."
Oh, it is
And it
out
just
there.
went on about this guy just panicking, and he's calling the police, and no
My
one
friend was
believes
telling me the
him.
other day about a movie with a tire that tries to kill you called Rubber or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
I've heard about that.
I don't know. Mako Wolf thinks he knows a name. It doesn't sound very friendly. Somebody's giving you YouTube links. I don't know. That's probably like a chat line or something.
Oh, that's Mark.
All right. So
He's always
you're
looking-
trying to manipulate his vision, so now he can see you further.
Yep. You can see us from
So-
much further away.
So what are some cool ideas or mechanics that we can do, like to escape this guy or something?
Right. So one thing we were kind of playing with this idea of he appears in the place where you're not looking, and you turn around. Oh my God, he's there. We could play around with an idea where sort of you can close your eyes
That's cool.
and sort of like you close your eyes, and like maybe if you keep them closed long enough and he doesn't get you when you open them, he's gone away.
Okay. The old hiding in the,
The whole-
closet, looking out the
Right.
slot on the
The
blind.
hide and seek. Like if you can't see it, it doesn't exist.
But
sort of
Halloween
idea.
had one of those good scenes, right, where she's hiding in the closet with a coat hanger. So it's those classic horror movie tropes.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, let's see if we can throw something like that together. So we're going to make this guy go away by just pretending he doesn't exist. So I'm going to go into the hero brain. I'm going to create a new line. And let's make this... I'm just going to make it on the right trigger here. So as long as I'm holding down the right trigger, we want my eyes to be closed.
Okay.
And sort of, we know that, and we're going to have to detect when I've had my eyes closed long enough.
Okay.
So that's sort of like the things we want to keep in mind as we're going into this. So the first thing we're going to do is just make the screen black. So when right trigger, we are going to go into interface.
Soul 138 would like this to carry over to real life, so he could so he could pretend people away all the time. I'd like to do that on lines. Aw, see, Mike is calling me out.
Usually you don't.
Hey, it is 4:30. I can go.
Look, Henry just disappeared. Usually I get away with a lot of things like that, and you never catch it. I knew I was going to get caught that
Yeah.
time. I knew it.
No, I was reading that time.
Yeah, I thought I could get away with it. Thought I could sneak it in.
All right, so when we hold the right trigger, we're going to fade the screen to black. And we are also going to we're going to increase a variable that I'm going to create.
Okay, so this is so you can tell him that this is happening.
So we're going
Right.
to.
So you're kind of relaying this information to the goblin brain too.
So blink duration.
So this is how long I've been essentially had my eyes shut for. So blink duration equals blink duration plus 1. And there's one more thing we have to do here, and that is, so as long as I hold the right trigger, that variable is going to be increased by 1, but when I let go of the trigger, when the trigger's not being held, we want to make sure that we reset that to 0. Otherwise, the duration's just going to increase forever.
Right, just incrementally forever. Right.
So I'm going to throw in.
And the cool thing is
an
now that
else
you have
tile.
this number variable, you can do things like make a meter or an on-screen numerical display. You could do lots of different things to show it. So
Yeah.
what we could do, if we really wanted to, is we could hook this almost to like a meter that's like a fear meter or something like that. And the longer you close your eyes, maybe the slower it goes, or maybe the faster it goes. And then we could trigger things off of the fear meter or something. So you can do lots of stuff once you have like a variable that grows in the game.
Yeah, it's just super useful to be able to detect like how long something, elapsed time.
So also explain to people, when you indent a line, that makes it a child rule. So that means it's going to fire after the line above it fires. And Alex here added else. We haven't used else very often. So maybe you can explain else.
Yeah, so essentially what this line says is when the right trigger is held down, we're going to fade out, and we're going to increase our blink duration variable for as long as the right trigger is being held. Otherwise, so if the right trigger is not being held, we're going to set blink duration just to 0.
Yep.
So real quick, let's just pop out and let's just make sure that works. If I hold the right trigger,
Whoa. Wow. That's cool.
yeah, so kind of a cool little blink. And maybe this would, work better in first person. We're going to keep it, I think third person for this, but a first person horror game where you can control
Right.
if your eyes are open, can
Now I know what
close would be
everybody was
cool.
saying. Don't blink. Now I know. There you go.
Yeah, we have any Doctor Who fans?
That's right. Eternal Darkness. Woo!
Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to pop into the Goblin Brain. So this guy needs to know how long our character's been blinking for. And if we've had our eyes shut for long enough, he's going to destroy himself.
Wow,
So you did build that sort of dream guy.
that is very
Yeah,
cool.
Right? It's sort of the dream world. You want to sort of go to sleep, make them go away. The opposite of normal, but
Yeah. So the variable, I just created a variable on the hero character. So I have to
call that character.
call that
variable.
character, and then I can go into values, number.
Yep. Right.
and
And once you've done that,
blink
it's actually
duration.
really easy. You can just copy it again from here, so you don't really have to do that
Yeah,
multiple times.
exactly.
But if you do create a variable in something, which is why very often we use logic cubes to house a lot of behavior,
Mhm.
you can go to one spot, that thing's always firing and stuff like that. All right.
Exactly. So when my hero's blink duration math comparisons is greater than, and so essentially what's happening is it's increasing once every single frame.
Right.
Um,
So we're going to need to make this number like 100 or something.
Yeah, it depends on how many seconds we want to go with. Are we doing? Let's try 100. Might be a little high. I'm gonna try. Oops. I'm gonna try 50 and see how that feels. We might need to increase it a little bit.
And then what are we going to tell him to do after that?
So that's the easy part.
Okay.
Destroy me.
Okay. All right.
So let's see how this goes. So first I need an enemy, so I'll look away and hit the Y button.
Okay.
And I'll look back and, oh my god. And then I'm going to hold the right trigger,
Oh, cool.
and he went away.
You went away. That's cool.
That's cool.
So, those are like building blocks,
Very
obviously, to make this sort of, well, let's turn the lights
Very
off
cool.
and see.
All right. Well, let's
Actually, yeah, we need a condition.
on when the guy triggers.
When the guy
I think we
triggers.
should make them just random.
Just after
Yeah.
a random amount of time.
Yeah.
All right, let's
make
do
them
it.
random, and then maybe we can do something where if he hits you, like he kills you or something.
Yeah.
So you've got to constantly be looking around. Is he behind
Yeah.
you? And then maybe we can do something really quick, like put a bunch of bear traps on the way to the cabin.
Yeah, he's a trapper.
So, well, no,
Clearly,
like yeah, wait.
Oh, the guy who lives in the
Well, I
cabin,
mean, we've
yeah.
got bear trap objects, right? So maybe
Oh,
like
sure.
as you're walking through the woods, you got to avoid these bear traps. So you're running and you're looking for the bear traps, looking for the bad guys. And
Create a
you
nice
close your
tension
eyes.
between
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you're moving, but the camera has to be looking in a
Right.
different
Yeah.
direction.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
look
no,
both
that
ways.
creates that sort of
Right.
Totally.
Which is cool. I really like that because that is the type of thing where horror movies do such a good job with scares and pacing and stuff off screen. Like this is something only a game could do because you
Right.
have control over the view.
Exactly.
So that's
You're
cool.
trying to
I like
focus
that.
on multiple areas, right?
Yeah. So if we want this to be kind of a random amount of time that passes, we're going to need to do another variable actually. So let's see here, new number variable. So I'm just going to call this, S. I'm going to call this spawn delay.
Can you make only certain parts of an enemy have hit detection? It's not super simple. So one of the things that we talked about was there's a lot of things that we call sort of ready-made or quick create, where there's a nice button or there's something very easy to do. What you probably want to do is make the enemy not take its normal hits, but actually attach like logic cubes to the enemy, make them invisible, and then make it so you had to hit that location, which would then be hitting the logic cube. So if you want to do something like, say, a headshot, you could put a logic cube over the head, and then when you actually hit the logic cube, you could do something like, do extra damage because it's a headshot and stuff like that.
Now, one of the levels we didn't show was it was called Jag Tiger, and I think I showed it to you offline.
Yeah, that
You
was
didn't get a
the tank thing. or
Yeah,
something?
so
Right.
we didn't get a chance to go into it, but if you went into the logic cubes, he actually had 42 pages. Each of those little rocks it was basically a tank that you shot at a rock, and you had to like line it up and do it.
Yeah.
Each of those rocks had individual like sort of blocks in them, like countless ones.
Right.
So it would show where it hit, and that's how he showed that
That's pretty
targeting
sweet.
thing.
That's pretty
And so
sweet.
if you did something like that, you could do that as well, so you would know.
That's cool. You could probably do stuff around the ray casting because it would return direct location too. We leave ray casting to Claude Raycaster.
Yeah,
alone.
my God.
All right, so Alex is firing variables away here.
And we can tweak these numbers. What I'm doing is we're counting down. It's a countdown timer for the length of whatever's on our spawn delay variable.
Okay.
And every time we hit the end of our countdown timer, we're going to spawn a new Goblin Bruiser, and we're also going to set our spawn delay to a random number between 10 and 40.
So you're randomizing when he comes back.
Exactly.
Basically, okay. Cool.
So Vedian wants to point something out. He says that you should set the monster to spawn a random amount of time after your eyes are open, and make sure that he respawns after he's destroyed. Otherwise, he's
Yes,
worried.
I was just going to say there's a
see?
flaw in the plan, and that is we could accidentally
Good call,
spawn
Betty.
multiple. No, they're
step
on the
ahead.
ball.
Look at that.
That's good.
Yeah, I was just starting to think
Alright.
about like how are we going to fix that? Because, no, it's totally an issue. As right now we could end up. This is just going to keep going. So actually,
anchor back your blink variable and give it a different condition instead of greater than, maybe less than that number, and then say this line is only valid in less than.
we could also check and see if blink duration is greater than 0.
That could do right. But that would mean you
No,
blinked it all
actually-
now. That's what I'm saying. You want to
Yeah,
flip
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You want to do the less than the number you were doing before, and then only have impossible to spawn if your eyes are open. Right. So yeah,
Correct.
actually, you could use 0.
That would mostly work.
Yeah.
The only issue is that like when you because when you release the key it equals 0.
Right.
And then
it resets again. So you should be able to just key it off of that.
yeah, let's do that.
Cool. Okay, so we still have my modular scares we can drop in. Unfortunately, they won't be as effective because they don't have some of the assets we needed from the other pack that we were going to show. But
Well,
we can
you
throw
know,
it in.
Just
It's
adds
cool.
to the surprise.
It's
doesn't
cool.
it?
It's still fun. So we can throw some of those in, and then we can do some of the bear traps and see if we can get to the cabin. But when this guy hits you, he's got to kill you.
That's true.
You want him to
Do we want him to attack, or do we want it to just be like he touches you and he just like,
touches you
sucks
and
you
die.
into? Yeah,
Something
you just
cool.
get
Yeah,
like.
it's got to be,
Yeah, we can do something cool with that.
and then like chop, chop, chop kind of thing or something. No.
Totally. What we're gonna do? Oh, right. We were going to add a child line.
Right, for the blink duration.
I don't think we want to do it, but Make Wolf was just saying you should make it so you couldn't blink while you're looking at him, so you'd have to look away and then blink.
That's that.
That would be very clever. I like that.
I like that idea too. Yeah, there's a ton you can do with this. Yeah.
And that's what's cool about it, right? Like you just think about, oh wait, you could do this, and
Yeah,
you now
you
you
could do that
can.
probably pretty easily by saying not
Yeah,
detect,
no.
not see. Goblin.
Yeah, you would use you could use well actually you have to use like the cameras. Because we're third
Camera
person.
viewpoint, right.
That's
Right.
actually a really good argument for
Right.
making this first person because if
Right.
this is first person,
Then it would be
you
exactly
could
what you
use
see,
the
yeah.
player's vision sensor
Right.
to do a lot of really cool stuff like, know when you're not looking at a certain thing. We have a third person camera, so it's a little trickier.
Right. Well, you could draw a debug from the camera and.
Yeah, but you could do it. It'd just be
Yep.
not quite as easy. Wow, I lost my.
So you wanted to
what was
make
I
sure
doing?
that when your eyes were closed, he wasn't going to respawn. So you have to do your blink.
Yes. So actually, the way I would do that, and there's a slight issue with
Guys
this.
do this in less than 30 minutes. That was the pizza guys. They were trying to do stuff in less than 30 minutes.
Pizza guys, just
Well, we are starting to run late, so we do have to start to speed up.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't think I have any more meetings. It is Friday though.
So let's see.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to add another condition for spawning.
Alex has game guides to build.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, Alex is
Those
really
don't
good
go
at-
away.
at demoing this stuff. He's
All
got
right,
a knack
so
for it.
when blink duration, our comparisons, is equal to 0.
Right, and then right. So let's do just
Yeah.
get the
So
condition.
essentially, there's a slight. Technically, if we I think because we set this when we put our that'll actually
that'll
work. Yeah,
work.
that'll work.
I think that's good.
So as
All
long
right.
as our eyes are open, this guy's not going
Right,
to spawn.
and then let's have him pwn us.
Yes, let's do it. Okay. So let's go into the brain. We just said touch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when bump, player. For now, let's just
Kill him.
kill.
And yeah, you need player. I think.
I think it will work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You just gotta tell what though. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see what we got.
Oops, sorry, I was checking email. Well, you know.
Whoa. He's facing backwards though.
Oh hey.
He didn't even know you were there. He's scared too. This is his nightmare.
He's got to be faster. Oh!
Whoa.
Well, that killed you.
Yep.
All right.
I'm dead.
That's cool. We got to make him faster though.
We do. Well, let's do that real quick. I agree. Let's try. What do you think? 6.
I think so. All right. So let's try and get to the cabin and get our game going. And let's just throw some. Can we throw some random bear traps in from the prop gallery?
I would love nothing more.
So these will just work when you put them down, right? They'll fire when you get near.
Yeah,
and
they should have a
hurt you?
default brain on them that will.
All right.
Which
You can't watch because you're gonna play.
I
So
see.
you can't watch where you
All
are.
Close your eyes, make it disappear.
Here, I'll just
That's right.
back in a sec.
There you go.
Where is the cabin? I gotta make sure I get a good path onto the cabin. There's gonna be a lot of these. It's gonna be a
So
world
the
full of
story
bear
is,
traps.
right, you're lost in the woods, and you know there's this hunting lodge somewhere. But the problem is it was hunted by this, by this old, like...
And the hunting lodge has cable, so you really want to get there.
Right. It has cable, and it has internet connection, too.
Yeah, it's true.
But that's cool, because you wouldn't need it for Project Spark, because you can play offline.
Yes, you
So,
can.
yeah.
As we announced earlier. All right. I just didn't want you to know.
So you got to watch out for the bear traps that the old hunter that used to live there.
Meticulously level designingly placed.
Yeah, in about 22 seconds.
Yes, it's perfect.
Well, he just knows from years of experience
That's right.
those
Where
woods.
the bear trap should be.
Yeah.
I may or may not have put multiple ones in the same pathway, so good luck getting through that, but let's see.
Okay.
All right. So now somebody's going to randomly spawn.
Oh, they actually show up really
Oh, yeah.
easily.
Because
It's
you got your...
Oh, there's a bear trap.
Well, bears don't have as good of
You
eyesight
still gotta
as
walk around.
or torches like
you
you
got to
do.
keep your eye. I think this guy needs to spawn more.
I think he does too. I was wondering that when
I think he needs to spawn a little more frequently.
You know what I wonder? I wonder if he spawned back there and we're not in his vision sensor.
Right.
And so he should probably just go towards us no matter what.
Okay. Whoa.
They want to know if you can make it a little darker.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too. Actually, we can do that.
So let's fix our guy. And before we make it darker, do you want to drop in my assembly with some of the
Oh,
scares?
there he is. Yeah, he's stuck behind a tree.
Oh,
That is less
because he's
scary.
so big.
And because we're using the vision sensor, I can just stand right behind him.
Just
Oh,
make
you touched him.
I touched him. Yep.
It's like those
I-
Bigfoot
Alright, so
commercials.
let's just make him relentless. Like, he's got to be Jason.
He's got to be Jason. I agree. Ooh, he's a good landmark. He's all purple. All right, let's hop into his brain. So let's just
have him relentlessly come after you.
yeah. Let's just do that.
Do it, yeah.
Why not?
Okay. Do you want to throw in our modular scares?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So you're going to have to take a line from the player's brain in the assembly and put it on your brain.
Oh, right, because I used
But
that.
that should be fine, yeah, because you don't want to redo your character. So it's just called Scare.
Scare. All right.
Okay, so this again is something I made pretty... Oh, they wiped it when they moved stuff over to try and do the other thing.
Oh, you want to add it real quick?
Yeah, let's go at it real quick.
Once
Although we're
again-
going to have to reboot, aren't we?
No. Well, save this up.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
save this up.
Well, let's make sure we can save it.
Okay. Let's save it out, and then let's add it back in. Or, we can save... Why don't we save it for the next stream?
You want to save it for the next
Save it for the
stream?
next stream, because then we'll have all the sounds.
Okay. So we're going to
Just
save
it for the
that.
next stream.
Okay.
All right, so let's go see our relentless killer here with the bear traps on the way to the cabin. You know what? Wait a minute. What if that torch flickered out every now and then, so you couldn't see those bear traps so easily?
Oh, see, here
That would be devious.
Yeah.
I like that idea. All right.
So we'll save the scares and the Haunted Cornfield pack for Halloween, or a Twitch near Halloween. Sound good?
Okay, yeah. That apparently I have to dress up with, and the costume has to include some sort of hat. Some sort of unusual hat, that's
Yeah.
what the chat says, so. You're gonna dress up too, though.
And then everybody wants to be super dark. When I was a kid, my mom made me a Pac-Man outfit. And it was this giant Pac-Man outfit. My arms are out the side. And it was amazing until I went up the stairs and tried to turn around, and I got stuck in the stairs because the giant Pac-Man didn't work.
That's
It was an
awesome.
amazing outfit, though.
All right. So what I'm doing really quickly here is just to save ourselves a bit of work. Is I'm copying and pasting a chunk of code. Because the torch, we said we wanted to turn the power off essentially.
Right.
There's something we have to do if we want the light to turn off when we power off the torch.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have to hook up power through cabling.
Right. Or you can just go straight to the power on the light. Because the light hasn't burned.
We could, but we want the torch, the flame to also disappear.
that's true, right,
And that's
yeah,
already
you're
driven by
right,
power,
you're
so
right,
it's
you're right.
probably okay. So let's see here.
So Drummer Boy says he works at Target, and whenever anybody asks about consoles, he talks up Project Spark. He's always fronting Project Spark.
Great.
I used to do that back in the, you go to the, one of those game stores, and I'd find whatever product that I'd recently done and front all the boxes. They eventually kicked me out, so it didn't really work out so well. But anyways. Yeah, when the beta comes out, because there's no NDA, you guys are going to be able to overdose on Project Spark streams. And I'm going to see about maybe setting up a Project Spark community stream, and then some of the, our alpha testers and other people that, are really good streamers. Maybe we'll give you guys like access to that, and we can just have almost a 24-hour schedule of this channel you can go and see Spark stuff. I think that would be awesome.
So somebody's asking, RT, we are currently not announced for RT. There's some minimum specs floating around that I know Mike posted a little while ago.
Well, and the problem is RT isn't really Win 8, right? Isn't that the issue? or
Well, I
something
mean,
like that?
it's a different sort of like requirement that you have to have. So right now, yeah, we do not run on RT. For beta, we won't run on RT. I don't know if that'll ever change. But right now, we recommend the Surface Pro 2 spec-wise.
I can tell you, people want Project Spark on everything, so we got a game to make.
Yeah,
though,
I
so.
mean, like I can't say how amazing it was just to be able to build the blackjack game on the Surface, wherever I was.
That is awesome.
All right, so we've got a light and flickering, and I guess we're getting close to wrapping up.
All right. I think this is going to work.
All right,
We'll give her a
we'll
go.
learn the hard way and make it really dark. People want like super, like negative light.
All right, let me...
Negative light.
All right, world setting super dark, huh? That's about as
All right.
dark as it gets.
That's about as dark as it gets.
Unless we use the pitch black.
That's pretty dark. Whoa, he's on you right away. Blink, blink. Okay. Oh, where's your? Oh, he got you.
Well,
I don't
So
know.
we
Did
did.
he?
I'm not really sure what happened there. Let's see if I'm curious if this. If
Watch out for the bear traps.
Oh, right.
No.
Jump with the
Oh,
others
don't
in.
jump, you cheater!
Oh, but my
Oh,
torch.
the torch went
Oh,
out.
and there's a
he's
shadow
on
behind
you,
me.
he's on you. Oh.
He's so fast. So we pretty much just made this impossible.
I like it. That's
Oh
why
yeah,
I
I
like
like
a
it
horror
too.
game.
Yeah,
man.
it's scary.
Yeah, I'm scared. My God.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, that is really pitch black.
Alex is crying for Mercer. Slow him down. Slow
You
him
know,
down.
I can
This is
take it. Oh,
hard.
there he is.
Oh, he's coming. I saw him by the tree. Okay, he's gone.
Oh,
We got-
my torch is out.
It is. Is it gonna come back on? There it is.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, shit! Blink, blink! Oh.
Damn.
This is a terrible horror game. What have we made?
We made the torture horror game.
Wow.
Pretty
This
much.
guy's gonna haunt you.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing about tonight. Yeah,
I'm gonna have nightmares now.
templated guy.
All right, we gotta get to the cabin though.
All right. Well, what
Let
I'm
me
gonna
give it a
do.
try. Oh,
All right,
Oh, no.
Henry
All right.
thinks he's really
Oh
good.
wait, no, I want to see you do
all right,
this.
let's see.
No, that's
Oh, yeah.
it. That's what I wanted to see.
I don't even know where the bear traps are either. So.
Oh yeah, you only put
I
it.
think your odds of hitting a bear trap are pretty. Yeah. See. What are you
Oh crap!
What?
Mm-hmm.
All
He
right.
didn't go away when I blinked.
You didn't blink long enough.
Oh man!
Remember, you got to hold. We could shorten the duration, but then it's just like too easy.
No, I was chicken. I had to look. All right. Oh, he's coming.
Oh, he's stuck behind a tree.
I know. Let's
Oh,
get
it's
rid of
cheap.
him. I think he's gone. All right, he's gone.
Oh, all right. Phew. All right.
Where's no? There's bear traps,
What's
and I don't have a
like,
light.
Like, what is your torch made of? That it
I
just
don't
like
know.
it spontaneously combusts every like 10 seconds,
Yeah.
right? Like,
It's a beta torch.
Whoa,
You can't
whoa,
expect it to
whoa,
work all the
whoa,
time. Wow.
Oh, all right, you're there.
yeah. Oh, this is. Well, now I like want to see if I can do it like as is. Like,
I know, right? It's
No, I'm gonna do it. Like,
hardcore.
where's that cabin? I'm just gonna go for the cabin. There it
He's
is.
so big, like.
Oh nope. I'm gonna kite him, and I'm gonna
Oh,
get
no,
him stand
you're
behind that
jumping.
log.
Oh, you're jumping.
Now he's just gonna be.
Can more than one of them spawn?
No, we fixed that.
Oh, we gotta
remember?
make more than one spawn.
Blame Vidian for that. He did.
Yeah. Who said?
So we gotta-
No,
we
thank
should've-
you for that. I would have like 20 of them
There's
attacking
one
me.
coming behind you. We should have made the bear traps.
No, there is. Oh, shit.
Wait,
Wait, there's
I told
more.
you, I told
So we
you.
didn't do something right. There's 2.
I told you there's more than
I'm gonna
one.
close my eyes. Oh, they're gone.
Oh,
crap.
wow.
Okay. There your torch is out. Oh, you almost. Oh,
No.
crap!
Oh, did I almost step on one?
You did.
Oh,
Oh, you made it.
oh no,
Oh, you made it.
Oh, the hunter was a troll monster all along. That was
This actually
the.
kind of works, yeah.
That was cool.
It needs a lot of tweaking, but yeah,
Oh.
that could be something.
Yeah, so they had a great idea. Make them destroy trees.
Oh man, we do have like a wood shatter effect.
Yeah, so when he bumps a tree, grab it from the gallery, because it can be any tree. He'll just destroy right through the trees.
Let's do it.
I like how they want this harder.
yeah. Do you not see what this is?
It's like, and then your soul falls out of your character and it's hidden in the dungeon and you have to get it back just like demon souls.
Yeah, we should just make Dark Souls.
And if you don't get
Put
your soul back,
bonfires.
all of your items in your gallery get deleted. Just like the pizza guys did.
Oh god. Yeah. Okay. Let's make him destroy trees.
Oh, I'm crying a little bit.
So
He's got such an imposing shadow. Like you just turn around and
the
it's
silhouetting's
all-
really nice.
it's all
So
black
we're just
and you're
going
like-
to do.
And then the only thing you can do is close your eyes and it goes darker.
No, that's really good. That's really clever. That way that worked
Is there
out.
a way we can?
Yeah, so if you grab whichever tree is in there in the gallery, it would then work for every tree.
Right.
You
is
can
there-
tell it any object. For now.
Let's just
say
do
bump
that.
any object and that will work for now.
Let's do that for now.
So just go into objects and then any.
Right. Let's see here. All objects.
all objects. Yeah. So this is going to destroy all objects because we didn't want to relink to which of the trees it were. I don't know, whatever it is.
Whatever. So we're gonna do. So when we bump all objects, we're gonna first of all we are going to. Well, I guess we should.
I think
kill
we
it.
threw realism out the window a long time ago. I don't think we need the wood debris.
I think the trees would automatically. I think their
they
death
automatically set
effect
down
is
there.
probably already set to that. But let's try it and see what.
All right. So now he will smash through the trees. Whoa! Bring him over by a tree. Oh crap!
So.
Oh crap! Yep.
Yeah.
they
Oh, there's a
smashed into
splinter
the tree.
effect.
Oh!
They hit each other.
Oh!
They hit each other.
Oh
wow!
That's right.
Oh man!
Because we put all objects. There's a shadow. I don't think one was coming. Yep, you got one behind you, and he's coming. Oh crap!
Oh, he's just.
He's booking.
Oh crap!
Oh.
Oh!
Did he destroy that
Close
tree?
your eyes. Close your eyes.
The,
Oh!
the problem is they're like I'm looking at the one and then the one spawns
Yeah.
behind me.
All right, so
There's-
do this and put it in the dark. This is awesome.
Can I slow him down a little bit?
I'd say slow him down a little
I
bit.
don't. It's like not possible
I don't know.
anymore.
We should ask the. We should ask the chat.
Slow it down a
Yeah,
little
they're
bit,
gonna say to
speed it
speed it up. They're gonna be like,
Yeah, they're
let's,
like faster.
faster. Like
Can we do something fun when you get to the cabin, though?
we should.
We should do something fun.
How about just like the defenses pop up and they just like destroy all the monsters?
Oh, that'd be
Zed
cool.
says slow it down a little bit.
That'd be cool.
I trust
you.
what
We're going
Zed
slow
says. You know,
I,
even though
yeah, I like that.
Let's
he
do-
went AFK and
Let's
missed the
do
best
something
part.
real quick. We have like 2 minutes when you get to the cabin.
Okay.
So this way we have some semblance of victory.
Cool.
And we need something to set up the sequel.
Yeah.
So
All good horror movies and games have sequels. Right?
let's do.
So
When
this is the
detect
cool
player.
thing too, is we've said this before on the beginning, but like the cabin can just attack player. Like these things just work. This could be a rock, it could be a plant, it could be a cabin. This programming, the code, the visual language just works in anything. So you're just treating the cabin just like any other object. So detect player. What are we gonna do?
Well, part of me just wants to be like just really mean. It just like sinks into the ground.
You know what we could do is like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. The cabin could be a spaceship and rise off and
It just-
take you with it.
Take you with it. We can. Yeah, actually, let's. So this is going to be kind of like on the fly, but let's just do this. So when detect player.
I did sort of semi-spoil the end of Rocky Horror, but if you
I
haven't
was
seen it
gonna
by
say,
now,
Dude,
you
I
haven't
was
seen it by now.
just gonna Netflix that.
That's fair.
But thanks for
where are the
ruining it.
attach tiles at?
It's
'Cause-
in equipment. It's in items.
Items.
Attached. Yeah.
Oop, there it was. Attachment. Attach.
You could do that, or you could say something like when the player bumps it, move his position to it, or something. I don't know. It's a little bit more than 2 minutes probably to get him to stick to it. Let's see. Maybe.
Let's. If this, we'll. Yeah.
All right. Let's see if this works.
Oh, I was looking for movement.
Yeah.
There it is.
You're gonna make sure you need to do flying if you're gonna go up too.
Yes, that is correct. Move modifiers.
All right. This will be interesting.
Line. Yeah.
Not
I
only
mean,
we rolled
I
without
don't
a
know what's
deck,
gonna
without the
happen.
build, we didn't get our assets that we expected, but I think we made a pretty cool game.
You know,
Mike is just typing away.
we'll do our best. Look
Probably
at it.
insulting me. Hang on, I gotta scroll back up.
Let's go.
I actually said nice
Anybody
things.
wants to get a dump of the chat and let me know all the bad things Mike said about me?
Oh man, yeah. See, that's the good thing is nobody can go back and review chat.
Oh, I forgot to darken it.
This is too
oh, well.
light.
Yeah, I can't leave it like that.
You know, if we had the other asset stuff, we could have added fog.
That's what I was thinking.
I know.
It's like you want to put fog in there and have it like
You guys got to see it next week. Fog, screams, heartbeats,
the whole 9 yards.
corn, fields. That's
Corn
your
fields?
Yeah, corn and fields. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Okay.
I should have made those bear traps giant and insta-kill. So you're not intimidated by the bear traps. It's these guys. These guys are just too intimidating. Whoa, hey, not long enough. You pulled a me. You pulled a me. I think they got you.
No.
They got me.
All right, one more try.
It's because I did.
I just want to see.
Clearly
I
didn't
just want to
fix
see
that
if the
bug.
cabin works now.
All right, I'm just gonna book it for the cabin and hope that they don't catch me. There
Oh,
it
because
is.
you made them slow. That's not.
Yeah, I made him kind of.
Oh, they're coming.
Except they spawn and.
That's right. They're coming.
Okay.
And they're gonna go through the trees.
Ah.
You safe for now?
I'm not sure what to do. This door. It needs to be a flashlight, so like that makes sense.
That's true.
It's just like
Yeah, that's
what am I
right.
like? Am I like flint and steel, like trying to
Out of
relight it?
everything else, you're
Like-
getting hung up on that one.
I know, right? He
It's
buys
a-
everything.
It's a MacGuffin. Don't worry about it. Oh, you're almost there. See, slowing the guy down is a mistake. Oh, look, you got with the trap.
I got.
Oh, my trap.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 So close! So close!
Go! Oh! You're sort of attached.
I got
It's not
attached, but
moving.
it's not. It's not going up.
It's not.
No, man.
That's kind of a letdown.
Yeah, you almost made it. All right, should we wrap up?
Oh, they're destroying the building. That's fantastic. Oh, that was a great suggestion. And they killed each other because we.
Oh,
set that
man.
up. Uh,
That is some
You're
fun
gonna be
stuff.
attached to one floating crate.
And my laptop's dying too, so.
Alright.
Okay. Yeah, guys.
let's go.
Sorry we didn't get to show everything we wanted, but hey, it gives us more content to do next week with everything else we have to show.
Yeah, we got a lot to
Save
show.
this.
But that's great. So I think this was pretty fun. I mean, this
Yeah,
is
that
really
was a
cool.
good time.
Cool. Thanks, Alex.
Alex, we got to get you on the stream more. I think you do a good job with this stuff, explaining it, and man, that was just crazy fun.
So some of the cool stuff we talked about: haunted cornfield content pack,
Yep.
tons of cool sound effects, fog. We'll show that all next week.
Yeah.
Offline mode. We
Offline
talked about
mode.
Offline mode. We talked about game guides again, so we'll be showing tutorials soon.
Yeah.
As soon as Alex gets back and finishes them.
Yeah, man.
And those are the big things.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll be streaming back at our normal, regular scheduled channel on Tuesday at noon Pacific time and Thursday at 3 p.m. And obviously, we got a lot of great stuff that we need to show. So you want to tune in there. And meantime,
One of us will be in costume.
yeah, we're gonna do it Thursday, right? You want to do it on actual
Yeah.
Halloween? Because then
That'd
we'll
be
look
cool.
less weird driving into
That'd
work
be
and
cool,
stuff.
man.
That'll be neat. So yeah, we'll be in costume on Thursday. But yeah, should be great. So yeah, tune in, guys, and as always, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, the community forums, Reddit, and we'll see you pretty soon.
Thanks, everybody.